For years, my best friend copied everything about me. My style, my career, even my dreams, until she crossed the line by stealing my identity. So I set her up with the perfect opportunity to become me, but it came with consequences she never saw coming. My name is Elena Vargas, and I've always been the trailblazer in my circle. Growing up in a bustling Miami suburb, I was the one who turned heads with my bold fashion choices, aced my classes without breaking a sweat, and landed internships that made my peers green with envy. But then there was Sofia Ruiz, my supposed best friend since middle school. Sofia wasn't just a follower, she was a mirror, reflecting back a slightly distorted version of me. At first, it was flattering. She'd dye her hair the same shade of caramel brown as mine, buy knockoff versions of my designer bags, and even mimic my laugh during sleepovers. "You're my inspiration, Elena," she'd gush, batting her long lashes. I thought it was harmless admiration, the kind that bonds friends forever. But as we hit our 20s, Sofia's imitation game turned insidious. I majored in graphic design at the University of Miami, pouring my soul into creating vibrant logos and campaigns that screamed originality. "Sofia?" She switched her major to match mine halfway through sophomore year, claiming it was a sudden passion. When I started freelancing for local startups, she underbid me on projects, using designs that looked suspiciously like my sketches. "Great minds think alike," she'd say with a wink, as if that excused her blatant copying. I confronted her once, over piña coladas at our favorite beach bar. "Sofia, this isn't inspiration anymore, it's theft." She pouted, tears welling up. "I'm just trying to keep up with you, Elena. You're so talented, why can't you share a little?" The real trouble brewed when I met Alex, my rock-steady boyfriend of 3 years. Alex was a software developer, kind-hearted and ambitious, with a smile that could melt steel. We met at a tech art crossover event where I was showcasing my portfolio. Sofia tagged along, as always, and spent the night hovering like a shadow. Fast forward 6 months. I caught her texting Alex late at night, pretending to need tech advice that mysteriously aligned with my own career hurdles. When I called, "Her out," she laughed it off. "He's just being helpful, Elena, don't be paranoid." But paranoia turned to reality when Alex confessed she'd been flirting aggressively, even showing up at his office with coffee and my signature red lipstick smeared on her lips. That was the tipping point, but it wasn't the end. Sofia's envy escalated. When I landed my dream job at Vega Creative, a top ad agency in downtown Miami. The position came with a corner office, a fat salary, and the chance to lead campaigns for major brands. Sofia applied too, using a resume that read like a carbon copy of mine, right down to the bullet points. She didn't get it, of course, but she didn't stop there. Whispers reached me through mutual friends. Sofia was bad-mouthing me at industry, mixers claiming I stole ideas from her and that my success was all nepotism. My dad owned a small print shop, hardly a connection. Then came the social media sabotage. She started an anonymous account posting side-by-side comparisons of our work, insinuating I was the copycat. My clients noticed, and I lost a big account over the drama. Enter Marcus, the new character in this twisted tale, Sofia's older brother, who had always been the protective type but with a shady undercurrent. Marcus was a smooth-talking entrepreneur in his 30s, running a string of import-export businesses that smelled fishy to anyone paying attention. He'd bailed Sofia out of scrapes before, shoplifting in high school, a fender bender she caused while drunk driving in college. Marcus doted on her, calling her his little star, and he viewed me as the golden girl who made Sofia feel inadequate. "You know she idolizes you," he'd say during family barbecues at their parents' house, his eyes lingering a bit too long. "Maybe tone it down so she doesn't feel so small." I brushed it off, but Marcus's involvement would soon become the wild card. I didn't anticipate. The breaking point hit last summer. I'd been working on a massive project, a rebranding campaign for EcoWave, a sustainable fashion line. It was my baby, Months of late nights, mood boards, and innovative concepts blending Miami's vibrant culture with eco-friendly vibes. I confided in Sofia during one of our girls' nights, sharing sketches over wine because, stupidly, I still trusted her deep down. 2 weeks later, EcoWave called to cancel. Why? They'd received a pitch from a freelancer with identical ideas, offered at half the price. The freelancer? Sofia, of course. She even used my tagline, "Waves of Change." When I stormed over to her apartment, she opened the door in a dress I'd lent her months ago, smirking. "Business is business, Elena. You taught me everything I know." Rage boiled in my veins, but I didn't scream. Instead, I smiled. "You're right, Sofia. Let's celebrate your big win. Dinner on me?" She agreed, oblivious to the storm brewing. That night, over tapas at a trendy spot in Wynwood, I casually mentioned a huge opportunity I'd heard about through Vega Creative, an exclusive fellowship in New York for rising designers. It promised mentorship from industry giants, a stipend and portfolio exposure that could launch anyone to stardom. "But it's super competitive," I said, sighing dramatically. I was going to apply, but, well, with everything going on, maybe it's not for me. Sofia's eyes lit up like fireworks. "Tell me more. Where do I sign up?" I fed her the details I'd fabricated, drawing from real programs but twisting them into a trap. The fellowship was actually a front for a high-stakes identity theft ring I'd uncovered while researching online scams for a client project. Posing as a legitimate creative accelerator, it lured ambitious artists with promises of fame, only to harvest their personal data, social security numbers, bank info, portfolios, for fraudulent loans, credit scams, and worse. I'd stumbled upon horror stories on dark web forums and Reddit threads, victims left bankrupt, their identities sold on the black market, careers ruined by planted plagiarism accusations. It was perfect for Sofia. She'd jump at the chance to become me on a grander scale. But here's where Marcus complicated things. Unbeknownst to me, he'd been dipping his toes into similar shady waters with his businesses. When Sofia excitedly told him about the fellowship, he encouraged her, even offering to invest in her application fees. "This could be your big break. Sis," he texted her. I saw the messages later, after everything unraveled. Marcus saw it as a way to one-up me too, whispering in Sofia's ear about how she'd finally outshine that stuck-up Elena. I played my part flawlessly. I helped Sofia polish her application, feeding her my old portfolio pieces disguised as inspiration. She submitted everything, her ID scans, financial statements, even references using my network contacts. "You're a lifesaver," she hugged me tightly. "If I get this, I'll make you proud." Oh, she got it. All right. The acceptance email came a week later, gushing about her unique vision and inviting her to an in-person orientation in a sketchy warehouse district in Brooklyn. Marcus insisted on tagging along for protection, booking their flights without a second thought. As they boarded the plane, I monitored from afar, my heart pounding with a mix of vengeance and guilt. Sofia posted airport selfies captioning them, "New York bound, about to level up botch your dream chaser." Marcus appeared in the background, grinning like he'd won the lottery. Little did they know, the fellowship organizers were pros at this. Smooth. Operators who wined and dined recruits before the data harvest began. The first night, Sofia texted me glowing updates. "Met the mentors. They're obsessed with my work. This is it, Elena." Then the text stopped. For 2 days, radio silence. I paced my apartment, wondering if I'd gone too far. Had the ring moved? Faster than expected? Were Sofia and Marcus in real danger? On the 3rd day, my phone buzzed with a frantic call from an unknown number. It was Sofia, her voice hoarse and trembling. "Elena, oh God, help us. They took everything. Our phones, our wallets, even our passports." Marcus tried to fight back, and now he's gone. They said something about collateral and mentioned your name. What the hell is going on? Please, tell me you didn't— The line went dead mid-sentence. I stared at the screen, my blood turning to ice. Marcus gone? My name mentioned? Questions exploded in my mind. Had the scammers discovered my role? Was Marcus's shady past clashing with theirs, turning a simple con into something deadly? And Sofia? What had they done to her? As sirens wailed outside my window, a knock echoed at my door. Through the peephole, 2 men in dark suits stood there, badges glinting. FBI, Miss Vargas, we need to talk about your friend Sofia. And a fellowship that's not what it seems.